Welcome, fellow travelers, to the Netherlands. Before we hop on a bike and explore the canals of Amsterdam, let's take a journey back in time. Long before the Netherlands was one unified country, it was a patchwork of powerful provinces, counties, and duchies. Think of it like a collection of independent city-states, each with its own ruler and its own way of doing things. This independence extended all the way to their money. In the Middle Ages, places like Holland, Utrecht, Gelderland, and Zeeland all minted their own coins. It was a practical necessity, allowing local merchants and farmers to trade goods and services within their own communities. Imagine walking through a bustling medieval market in Utrecht. The coins you'd use would likely have the crest or symbol of the local bishop, who was the ruling power there. Travel a bit west to the county of Holland, and you'd find coins with the lion of the Counts of Holland. Each coin was a tiny piece of local identity, a declaration of sovereignty. These early coins, often made of silver or even base metals like copper, were not standardized. Their weight and silver content could vary, which made long-distance trade a bit tricky. You had to be a savvy merchant to know the true value of a coin from a neighboring province. These provincial coins came in many denominations, with names that sound wonderfully historic today. You might have heard of the stiver, the daalder, and of course, the gulden, or guilder. The guilder originally got its name from the gold florin of Florence, as gulden means golden. Over time, it became the main unit of account, but the actual coins in your pocket could be a fascinating mix of local and regional issues. This period of decentralized coinage is a collector's dream, offering an incredible variety of designs, mint marks, and historical connections. Each coin tells a story of local pride and economic independence. This system of provincial coinage continued for centuries, even as the provinces began to cooperate more closely. It reflected the fiercely independent spirit of the Dutch people, who valued their local autonomy. The coins were more than just money. They were symbols of a region's power, wealth, and unique heritage. When you look at one of these early coins, you're holding a tangible link to the complex political landscape of the Low Countries before they became the nation we know today. It's a wonderful reminder that big histories are often built from many small local stories. Now, let's journey forward to the 17th century, the Dutch Golden Age. The Netherlands, now the powerful Dutch Republic, became a global hub for trade, science, and art. To power this incredible economic engine, they needed a reliable and internationally recognized currency. This is where coins like the silver guilder, the lion daalder, or Louis and the gold ducat or gouden ducat step onto the world stage. These weren't just for buying tulips in Haarlem. They were the hard currency that fueled Dutch trade from the Americas to the East Indies. They were trusted for their consistent weight and silver or gold content, making them a preferred currency for international merchants. The lion daalder is a particularly fascinating coin and a real traveler. It was one of the first Dutch coins made specifically for export. On one side, it featured a knight in armor, and on the other, a large rampant lion, which gave the coin its name. Because it was slightly lighter than other large silver coins of the time, it was economical for Dutch merchants to pay foreign debts with it. It became so popular in the Middle East and even in the American colonies that it's believed to be the origin of the word dollar. When you see a lion daalder, you're looking at a piece of early global finance. The gold ducat was another key player in international trade. Modeled after the famous Venetian ducat, the Dutch version featured a standing knight holding a sword and a bundle of arrows, symbolizing the unity of the provinces. For centuries, its design remained virtually unchanged, a testament to its reliability and the trust it commanded across the globe. Merchants in Russia, Poland, and the Ottoman Empire all knew and accepted the Dutch ducat. It was the gold standard of its day, a symbol of the Dutch Republic's immense wealth and commercial power. It was the kind of coin that could buy you a shipload of spices or fund a voyage to a new land. Back home, the guilder, often divided into 20 stuivers, was the backbone of the domestic economy. While the big silver and gold coins traveled the world, the guilder and its smaller denominations were used for everyday transactions. You'd use them to pay for bread, cheese, and a glass of beer at the local tavern. The various provincial mints continued to produce these coins, but under the authority of the Republic, there was greater standardization. This era produced some of the most beautiful and historically significant coins in Dutch history, each one a small masterpiece of the Golden Age and a symbol of a tiny nation that ruled the seas. Our journey now takes a dramatic turn as we enter the late 18th and early 19th centuries. The winds of change, stirred by the French Revolution, swept across Europe, and the Netherlands was no exception. The old Dutch Republic fell, and in its place rose the Batavian Republic, a client state of France. This political upheaval was immediately reflected in the coinage. The familiar symbols of the Dutch provinces were replaced with new designs that championed liberty and republican ideals. You'll find coins from this period featuring the Dutch maiden holding a spear with a liberty cap on top, a powerful symbol of the new political order. This period was short-lived, but produced some incredibly interesting coins. The Batavian Republic tried to decimalize the currency, moving away from the old system of guilders, stuivers, and duiten. It was a radical idea for its time, mirroring the revolutionary fervor happening in France. However, before the new system could fully take hold, another change was on the horizon. In 1806, Napoleon Bonaparte decided to install his brother, Louis Bonaparte, as the King of Holland. This transformed the Republic into a kingdom, and once again the coins had to change to reflect the new reality. King Louis Bonaparte, or Koning Lodewijk Napoleon as he was known in Dutch, was actually quite popular. He tried to learn the language and act in the best interests of his new subjects, earning him the nickname Louis the Good. His coinage is especially sought after by collectors. For the first time, the Netherlands had coins featuring the portrait of a king. His bust appeared on guilders and other denominations, replacing the republican symbols. These coins are a fascinating blend of French imperial style and Dutch tradition. Because his reign lasted only 4 years, from 1806 to 1810, not many of these coins were minted, making them quite rare and valuable today. The French chapter of Dutch history came to an end after Napoleon annexed the Netherlands directly into the French Empire in 1810. For a few years, French francs became the official currency. The Dutch mints even produced francs with Napoleon Bonaparte's portrait. This entire period, from the Batavian Republic to the end of French rule, was a whirlwind of change. The rapid succession of different governments meant that each series of coins was produced for only a brief time. For collectors, this makes the coins of the Napoleonic era a treasure trove of rare and historically rich artifacts, each one telling the story of a nation in transition. After the defeat of Napoleon in 1815, Europe was redrawn at the Congress of Vienna. Out of the ashes of the French Empire rose the United Kingdom of the Netherlands, which included modern-day Belgium and Luxembourg. The monarchy was established with King Willem I on the throne, and with it came the return of a familiar friend, the Dutch guilder. The new kingdom needed to project an image of stability and unity, and a standardized national currency was a crucial part of that. The provincial mints were consolidated, and the Royal Dutch Mint in Utrecht became the sole producer of the nation's coins. The coins of King Willem I marked a new beginning. His portrait, facing right, appeared on the obverse of the coins, from the copper cent to the silver guilder and the gold 10-guilder piece, known as the Gouden Tientje. The reverse featured the new crowned coat of arms of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. This design language set the standard for over a century. The decimal system, which had been experimented with during the French period, was now fully and permanently adopted. One guilder was now worth 100 cents, a simple and modern system that would endure until the arrival of the euro. As the monarchy passed from one ruler to the next, the coins changed to reflect the new sovereign. After Willem I came Willem II and Willem III. A fascinating tradition developed where each new monarch would face the opposite direction of their predecessor. So Willem I faces right, Willem II faces left and Willem III faces right again. This tradition continued with Queen Wilhelmina, who took the throne as a young girl in 1890. Her long reign, spanning over 50 years, saw her portrait evolve from a young girl with flowing hair to a mature, stately queen. These coins are like a small metallic photo album of her life. The coins of the Kingdom of the Netherlands are a wonderful way to trace the country's modern history. They represent a period of peace, industrialization, and social change. The silver guilders, with their hefty feel and detailed royal portraits, became a symbol of Dutch prosperity and stability. They were trusted not just at home, but also in the Dutch colonies in the East and West Indies. For collectors, the series offers a satisfying journey through the reigns of the House of Orange-Nassau, with each coin serving as a beautiful and tangible piece of Dutch national heritage. The story of Dutch coins takes a dark and dramatic turn with the outbreak of the Second World War. In May 1940, Nazi Germany invaded and occupied the Netherlands, and this 5-year period of hardship and resistance is starkly reflected in the nation's currency. The German occupation authorities needed metal for their war machine, so they quickly began recalling all the silver and bronze coins from circulation. Silver guilders and bronze cents, which had been a part of daily life for generations, disappeared from people's pockets. Holding on to them was even declared illegal. In place of the familiar coins, the occupiers issued new ones made from cheaper metals, primarily zinc. These zinc coins were crudely made and felt light and unsubstantial compared to their silver and bronze predecessors. They featured simplified designs, often removing the royal symbols and portrait of Queen Wilhelmina, who was leading the government in exile from London. The zinc coins quickly corroded and wore out, a fitting metaphor for the harsh reality of life under occupation. Today, these coins serve as a somber reminder of a difficult time, a physical artifact of scarcity and oppression. Many Dutch people hoarded the old silver coins, hiding them away as an act of defiance and a store of real value. Meanwhile, the Dutch government in exile was not idle. To supply currency for Dutch overseas territories and to prepare for the eventual liberation of the country, they commissioned the United States Mint to produce a new series of coins. These coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco between 1943 and 1945. They looked very similar to the pre-war Dutch coins, featuring Queen Wilhelmina's portrait, but they were struck in silver to be used once the country was free. These liberation coins are easily identifiable by the small mint marks of the U.S. mints, a P, D, or S. When the Netherlands was liberated in 1945, these American-made coins were put into circulation. Imagine the joy and relief of the Dutch people as they once again held real silver coins bearing the portrait of their queen. It was a powerful symbol that the occupation was over and that Dutch sovereignty had been restored. The wartime coins, both the zinc issues from the occupation and the silver coins from the US, tell a compelling two-part story. They represent the struggle for freedom on two fronts: the hardship and resistance at home, and the determined effort from abroad to reclaim the nation's future. After the turmoil of the war, the Netherlands entered a period of reconstruction and modernization, and the coinage evolved right along with it. In 1948, Queen Wilhelmina abdicated in favor of her daughter, Juliana. This marked the beginning of a new era, and soon new coins bearing Queen Juliana's portrait began to appear. Following the tradition, her portrait faced right, opposite to her mother's final coin portraits, which faced left. The post-war coins were initially made of silver, but as the price of silver rose, the Netherlands, like many other countries, switched to more affordable metals like nickel for its guilders and other denominations. Queen Juliana's reign, which lasted until 1980, is remembered as a time of growing prosperity and social change. The coins from this period are familiar to a whole generation of Dutch people. Her portrait, designed by the sculptor W.J. Rosendahl, is simple and elegant, reflecting the down-to-earth style of the beloved queen. During her time on the throne, the Royal Dutch Mint also began to issue special commemorative coins to mark important national events. These coins celebrated royal anniversaries, historical milestones, and the country's cultural heritage, becoming popular items for both serious collectors and the general public. In 1980, Queen Juliana passed the crown to her daughter Beatrix. This transition brought another exciting change to Dutch coinage. Queen Beatrix opted for a highly stylized and modern portrait for her coins, a departure from the traditional realistic depictions of previous monarchs. Designed by Bruno Ninaber van Eyben, the portrait was an abstract grid of lines and dots, a truly unique and contemporary design that was both celebrated and debated. It was a bold statement, reflecting Queen Beatrix's keen interest in modern art and design, and it made Dutch coins stand out from any others in the world. The coins of Queen Beatrix's reign continued the trend of using nickel for the guilder, 2.5 guilder, and 5 guilder pieces. These were the coins that the Dutch people used right up until the final farewell to the guilder. The designs were clean, functional, and distinctly modern. Alongside the circulation coins, the Royal Dutch Mint expanded its program of commemorative issues, producing beautiful silver and gold coins that celebrated everything from Dutch painters like Vincent van Gogh to the 400th anniversary of the Dutch East India Company. These coins from the reigns of Juliana and Beatrix tell the story of a nation confidently moving into the modern age. The year 2002 marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new one for currency in the Netherlands. After more than 600 years, the beloved Dutch guilder was retired, and the Netherlands, along with 11 other European nations, adopted the euro. It was a huge moment in Dutch history. For weeks, people lined up at banks to exchange their guilders for brand new euro starter kits. It was a time of excitement and a little bit of nostalgia, as everyone said goodbye to the coins and banknotes that had been a part of their lives for so long. The guilder was gone, but not forgotten. The new euro coins brought a fascinating design challenge. Each country in the Eurozone could design its own national side for the 8 denominations, from the 1 cent to the 2 euro coin. For the Netherlands, Queen Beatrix was still on the throne, so she would be the one to grace the new currency. The country chose to continue with the modern, abstract design style she had favored. 2 designs were created by Bruno Ninaber van Eyben, the same artist who designed her guilder coins. The smaller coins feature her stylized profile surrounded by stars, while the 1 and 2 euro coins show a different, segmented profile with the words Beatrix, Koningin der Nederlanden, Beatrix, Queen of the Netherlands. In 2013, Queen Beatrix abdicated, and her son, Willem-Alexander, became the first Dutch king in over a century. This meant it was time for new coins. King Willem-Alexander's euro coins were introduced in 2014. Following tradition, his portrait faces right, opposite to his mother's. The design by Erwin Olaf is a faceted modern portrait that continues the Dutch tradition of contemporary coin art. It's a fresh look that connects the new king to the design-forward legacy of his mother's reign. Now, when you travel in the Netherlands, these are the coins you'll get as change. Even with the euro as the daily currency, the Royal Dutch Mint continues its long tradition of creating special coins for collectors. Every year, it releases commemorative 2 euro coins, which are valid across the entire Eurozone, as well as special 5 and 10 euro coins in silver and gold that are legal tender only in the Netherlands. These coins celebrate Dutch culture, history, and art, featuring everything from the famous windmills of Kinderberg to the paintings of Rembrandt. They are a wonderful way that the Netherlands keeps its unique national identity alive in the age of a shared European currency. For coin collectors, the Netherlands is a treasure chest of history, art, and rarity. Certain Dutch coins are highly sought after, not just for their metal content, but for the incredible stories they tell. So, what are some of the grails that collectors dream of finding? At the top of the list are often the early provincial gold coins. For instance, a gold guilder from the 14th or 15th century, when the provinces were still largely independent, is a true rarity. These coins were minted in small numbers and many were melted down over the centuries, so finding one in good condition is an exceptional event. Another area of intense interest is the Napoleonic era. As we discussed, this was a time of rapid political change, with the Batavian Republic, the Kingdom of Holland under Louis Bonaparte, and finally, direct French annexation, all happening within about 15 years. The coins of King Louis Bonaparte are particularly prized. His gold 20 guilder and silver 50 stuiver pieces are legendary among collectors. Because his reign was so short, very few were made, and even fewer have survived in pristine condition. Owning a coin with the portrait of Napoleon's brother as King of Holland is like holding a key piece of European history in your hand. Moving into the modern era, the coins of Queen Wilhelmina's long reign offer many rarities. Her first coins, minted in 1892 when she was just a girl, feature a beautiful portrait with her hair down. These are known as the hanging hair coins and are very popular. But the true prize from her reign is the 1948 Gold Ducat. Only 2 of these were ever struck, making it one of the rarest Dutch coins in existence. Similarly, certain years of silver guilders, especially those from the late 19th and early 20th centuries with low mintage numbers, can command very high prices, especially if they are in uncirculated condition. But it's not always about age or gold content. Sometimes, rarity comes from mistakes. Mint errors, like a coin struck on the wrong metal plancher or with a doubled image, can be incredibly valuable to collectors who specialize in such oddities. The appeal of Dutch coins is broad because the country's history is so rich. Whether you are fascinated by medieval trade, the Napoleonic Wars, or modern design, there is a Dutch coin out there for you. Collectors are drawn to the beautiful artistry, the high quality of the minting, and the direct connection each coin provides to a specific moment in the captivating story of the Netherlands.
Our journey through the history of Dutch coins ends where it all happens today, at the Royal Dutch Mint in Utrecht. This institution carries on a legacy of craftsmanship that stretches back centuries. While its primary job is to produce the euro coins for the Netherlands, its work goes far beyond that. The Mint is a guardian of Dutch heritage, blending age-old techniques with cutting-edge technology to create coins that are, in many ways, miniature works of art. It's a place where history is not just remembered, but actively forged in metal. The artistry of Dutch coins has always been a point of pride. From the detailed knights on the gold ducats of the Dutch Republic to the bold modern portraits of Queen Beatrix and King Willem-Alexander, Dutch coin design has often been ahead of its time. The Mint collaborates with some of the country's leading artists and designers to create its commemorative issues. These special coins are where the Mint truly gets to flex its creative muscles, producing innovative designs with special features like color applications, microtext, and unique shapes. They celebrate the essence of Dutch culture, its painters, its architects, its spirit of innovation. The Royal Dutch Mint also plays a crucial role in keeping traditions alive. Every year, it continues to strike the historic gold ducat and silver rider, using designs that have remained largely unchanged for centuries. These are not for circulation, but are produced for collectors who appreciate their timeless beauty and historical significance. By continuing to mint these classic trade coins, the Mint creates a living link to the Golden Age, reminding us of the Netherlands' long and storied history as a global trading power. It's a wonderful tribute to the coins that built the nation's fortune. So, the next time you have a Dutch coin in your hand, whether it's a shiny new euro or an old worn guilder you found in a flea market, take a closer look. It's more than just money. It's a piece of history, a work of art, and a symbol of the enduring spirit of the Dutch people. From the first provincial pennies to the modern euro, the coins of the Netherlands tell a fascinating story of independence, trade, conflict, and creativity. And thanks to the skill and dedication of the Royal Dutch Mint, that story continues to be told, one beautiful coin at a time.
Thanks for traveling with me.